I hope you had fun with your Venn diagram today. Erin is all princessed up for today's video. Apparently it's a very fancy shot. Yep, Augie's here too. I hope you had fun comparing and contrasting Hansel and Gretel yesterday. Today, we're going to read another version really similar to Hansel and Gretel. It has some common themes or some things in common with that story, but then we also have some things that are different. So we could do some comparing and contrasting in this story as well. Today's story, it looks like we have some weird lighting with the window behind me. So let's maybe turn our camera this way. Scoot, scoot, skadoots. Scoot, scoot, skadoots. Oh, that's so much better. Okay, so today's story is going to be Ninja Red Riding Hood. And what are some things you remember about the original version of Little Red Riding Hood?
She did have that, but...
A red cape?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys think of some things that you can remember from the original Red Riding Hood story.
But she was not a ninja.
She wasn't a ninja. What are some things that the wolf says in Little Red Riding Hood?
Oh, she says...
Or what does Red say to the wolf?
What big teeth you have.
That's the story that we're learning. So this is the story when Red goes into the room and she says, "Oh, Grandma, what big teeth you have." And the wolf goes, "All the better to eat you with." So we're going to read the ninja story to go along with Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a ninja-filled time, a wolf couldn't catch any prey. He kept getting licked by a dinner he picked, and he was growing more ticked by the day.
He even lost to a grasshopper.
Yeah, it licked, meaning he was getting beaten up by all of his dinner choices.
Once he even chose a grasshopper and it
silly.
just poked his eye.
His belly was aching for bacon. "I'm wasting away," he complained. To huff and to puff was no longer enough, so he snuck into school to be trained. Ooh, he's going to ninja school. Dun, 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 dun.
That probably won't.
He practiced his katas for hours and mastered the whirlwind and wheel. He jackknifed and flipped, and at last he felt equipped to once again catch a good meal. He's got some mad skills now from that ninja school. Drooling with anticipation, he set off in search of some meat. While deep in the wood, he met Red Riding Hood. "I'm bringing my grandma a treat." The wolf licked his chops when he saw her and hastily thought up a plan. "There are blossoms that way. You can pick a bouquet and give them to your poor little gran." He's trying to send Red a different way so he can get to Grandma's house faster. Then the wolf took a shortcut to Grandma's, where he thought that he'd find her in bed. That's what happens in the original story, right? But Granny was gone, so he put her robe on and eagerly waited for Red.
No, the original story, he ties her up.
Right, but he finds her in bed in the original story. That's what I'm saying. Soon after he heard someone knocking, he called out, "My dear, come on in." Who is he pretending to be?
Grandma.
"Oh, don't you look good in your lovely red hood? But a shame that you've gotten so thin." Why would he be sad if she was thin?
Because he wants to eat her.
Right, and if she was bigger, he'd have a bigger meal. Little Red took a look at her granny and said, "What on earth did you do? I could swear that your eyes have completely changed size. Hey, Gran, are you sure that that's you?" "Of course it is me, my sweet darling. The better to see you, my dear. And your ears are so long, something really seems wrong." "Oh, my girl, all the better to hear. Red's not buying it. And those biceps, my gosh, they look massive. And your triceps and delts are immense. The better for hugging, her grandma said, shrugging. Dear Red, that's just plain common sense. And those teeth, they look so much sharper. Why, yes, all the better to chew.
With.
He jumped out of bed to gobble up Red, but she'd gone to ninja school too. Ooh, the battle, the wolf versus Red. She grappled and sideswiped and twisted and escaped from his clutches unscratched. She attempted a lock, but he managed to block. They appeared to be evenly matched. Just then, they both heard someone chopping. A woodsman? Thought Red, but instead, it was Gran in her G. She had just come from Tai Chi. Don't you dare harm the hair on her head. Ooh, Gran means business.
She is mean to that wolf.
The wolf took a swing at that instant, but Red deftly dodged the attack. She got a good grip, threw him over her hip, and the wolf wound up flat on his back. Woo!
Red.
No nonsense.
No nonsense.
I'll skedaddle, the wolf said in anguish as he struggled back up to his feet. Just a second, you beast. You will not be released till you promise to give up red meat. Though his tummy still rumbled with hunger, the wolf faced his rival and vowed, Ninja Red, you have won. My meat days are done. Oh, Red Chan, said Gran, I'm so proud. All that fighting, and then they kind of settled it peacefully in the end. Then Red and the wolf bowed politely, and Gran gave him half her peach pie. The wolf was a mess. He'd had way too much stress. I guess I'll give yoga a try. You know that's what I'd recommend. Mrs. Sullivan loves her yoga. He enrolled at the Downward Dog Center, where his tension began to decrease. He studied with yogis and said no to meat hoagies, which are sandwiches, and felt at last truly at peace. Look at how peaceful he's feeling. And there he is in his peaceful Zen place.
He's only eating pie.
Right? And nothing with meat in it. He's gone vegetarian. All right, boys and girls, one thing that I'd like you to do is find your Zen yoga practice. You can definitely practice some of the yoga moves that we've done in the classroom and show them off to your parents. Otherwise, parents, a really good app that I'm sure you've probably heard about throughout all of this is Cosmic Kids Yoga. It's on YouTube. A lady named Jamie takes them through and does a story with them. We do one every morning. The kids like it. It's just a good way to start our day. They also have on there Cosmic Kids Zen Den, which will take them through some mindfulness practices. We've done a lot of those in class already, but they're always good for a refresher. Those would be great videos to add in just to get some movement into your day too. For any adults out there that are looking, I saw that Downward Dog has an app, and they have Downward Dog, and then there's also Downward Dog HIIT and Downward Dog Bar, like all these different workouts. And the app right now is free, I think, through the end of April, which it's kind of been my saving grace to have a minute for myself. And you can like customize the little workouts. It's really cool. So you might want to check those out. For your challenge today to go along with your Cosmic Kids Zen yoga that the wolf does at the end, I would like you to think of your own Little Red Riding Hood story, Three Little Bears story, or Hansel and Gretel story. Those are the ones that we've gone through. And I want you to write the story using a different character. Make up a different character. So yesterday in our Hansel and Gretel's, they did chicks to tell the story. Today we had the Ninja Red and the Ninja Wolf. You could easily turn Little Red Riding Hood into Little Red Tomato. Or you could take the Three Little Bears and make them the Three Little Pumpkins. I would like you to come up with a story and illustrate your characters and then tell your story to a grown-up. It would be great if you could write a couple sentences, but instead the really big part I want you to do is retell your story and sequence it the beginning, the middle, and the end. So tell your story with your character that you drew a picture of to a grown-up using one of the fairy tales that we've done so far, either Three Little Bears, Hansel and Gretel, or Little Red Riding Hood. And in addition to that, I had something math that I was thinking. Measurement. We were doing some measurement today. My only other thing that I would really like you to work on would be the idea of weight. Feeling things that are heavier, feeling things that are lighter, and being able to compare them. So you could even come up with some ideas on your own. A jug of milk or a cup of coffee or a cup of juice. Which one would be heavier? Which one would be lighter? Just doing some of those comparisons would really help. All right. I think that's it for today. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everybody.